What's up, guys? It's me, Boxing, and I just finished up watching Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr., which is a 12-rounder for the unified WBC and IBF welterweight championship. And this fight was Saturday, December 5th from the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and it was broadcasted on Fox, first of all, brought to you by PBC pay-per-view. And in this fight, Errol Spence really did surprise me. I expected that the car accident and the layoff would have had something to do with his performance, but it really didn't. It looked like the old Errol Spence. He looked very good, very powerful, fought off the back foot, landed some good counter shots to the body and to the head, and he really messed up Danny Garcia's eye. He ultimately got the unanimous decision win, two judges scoring at 116-112, one scoring at 117-111. I personally predicted the fight 116-112 or 117-111 for Errol Spence Jr., so I would say that I predicted this fight 100% correct. But, Errol Spence, as expected, improving to 27-0, getting the unanimous decision win, defending his WBC and IBF titles. This is a very good win for him. In my opinion, now, getting this win, he is higher ranked than Terrence Crawford. I know some people are going to say, no, he's not. He has way less wins, way less title defenses, way less experience. But just hold your horses here. Errol Spence beat Danny Garcia, Kell Brook, Sean Porter, along with Mikey Garcia. I mean, he's beaten so many other guys. And if you want to count like LaGreco, Van Heerden, Chris Algieri, Ocampo, I mean, he's beaten all these guys. Well, Terrence Crawford, I mean, his best opponent was Kell Brook, and that's arguably Errol Spence's third best opponent, if not second. But overall, it was actually a very good performance from Errol Spence. I expected, when he got hit, I expected him to sort of have a different reaction since the car accident. He got really messed up in his face region. He had broken orbital bones. His eyes were swollen. But he really looked good, in my opinion. I mean, he looked excellent. And what's next for him? Likely a clash between, well, I heard Sean Porter saying, because he was commentating for PBC, he was saying he is the mandatory for all of Errol Spence's titles and Terrence Crawford's WBO title. But I don't think that fight's going to happen. Really, nobody wants that fight to happen between a rematch with Spence Jr. and Porter. Like, I don't want to see that fight to happen. Nobody really wants to, but boxing on paper, it should happen because he's the mandatory. But what's next for Errol Spence? Likely going to be a clash between either Manny Pacquiao or Terrence Crawford if he comes over to PBC. And I would love to see either one of those fights. Pacquiao, I want to see how he does against a true pressure fighter who's been fighting for over 10 years, pressuring guys. Like, he fought Floyd Mayweather. He fought so many guys, Pacquiao. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. And Terrence Crawford, I would like to see how he does against finally a top-tier opponent like Errol Spence. And that would be a war that fight would be, 100%. Danny Garcia now losing to a third top welterweight, lost to Sean Porter, lost to Keith Thurman, now losing to Errol Spence. I mean, in all these fights, he wasn't really shut out. Early on, it was like going into the 10th round, I had it 7-3. I mean, early on, he just didn't look good at all. He was getting caught. I mean, he wasn't landing that much. Per round, he was landing 6 shots, while Errol Spence was landing 10 to 12 or 13 shots. But later on, he did pick up the pace as up till like round 5, round 6. He was only winning 1 round. But then up until round 10, he was able to get 3 in my scorecard and on the judges' scorecards. But then, in my opinion, I believe he won round 11. And that was the only other round he won, giving him 4 rounds on my scorecard, 116-112. And that scorecard isn't really too far off. I mean, it's when you look at it, he's trailing by 4 points, but it's really 8 rounds to 4. You look at it, he has double his rounds. But when you just take into consideration, if only 2 more rounds were given to Danny Garcia, it could have been a draw. I mean, some of those rounds were very close early on. I can understand possibly if you could score 115, 113, because I believe from rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4 it was actually very, very close. But I sort of edged them over to Errol Spence because I thought he did a little more work to the body in the first round and landed some decent shots in the head. There were some points where Errol Spence sort of acted weirdly when he got hit from some shots. Like against Sean Porter, he didn't really show anything when he would get hurt. He really has never been really hurt. Like, In this fight, he would get caught by some shots, but it wasn't like, oh, his knees are buckling, he's wobbling, he's really hurt. It's obviously, visibly that he's hurt. But this time he would get caught and they'd sort of review if he really got buckled or anything, and it didn't really look too serious at all. He never really got hurt in this fight. Great performance from Errol Spence Jr., defending his world titles and likely getting another world title in his next fight, either against Terrence Crawford or Manny Pacquiao. And yeah, that's really it. I'm Amy Boxing. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.